What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today it is the off-season. Well, and technically it's the postseason, but for us it's the off-season, unfortunately, because we didn't make the postseason. So we're going to go over the team stats, the NFL stats as a whole, go through the postseason, see who wins each matchup, and then get into free agency and our last little bit of scouting and get up to the draft, and go from there. All right, so let's go ahead and start by getting into the stats for us this year. We went 8-8. One game shy of making the playoffs there where the Eagles made it. Up and down season for us. Very frustrating. Actually, tell you what, first let's relive our schedule. Let's relive our team schedule this year. Ignore the preseason. First game of the year was a brutal loss to the Steelers. That was embarrassing. And then a tough 3-point loss to the Bears in a game where I feel like we dominated the whole game and still lost. Similar story there with the 49ers. And then we finally broke through, blew out the Rams 30-13. And then the most infuriating game of the season, the Graham Gano missed extra point that cost us the game against the Cowboys. I have no words for that. Absolutely. We traded him because of that and got Rodrigo Blankenship. And I've been very happy with that trade. That trade has worked out for us quite well. As soon as we got rid of Graham Gano, we get a 10-point win over our divisional rival in Washington. We then beat our other divisional rival in the Eagles in a hard-fought 14-10 game. We then shock the Tampa Bay Bucks on Monday Night Football with a 5-point upset against Tom Brady and the Bucks. Go back, play the Washington team again, get a 3-point overtime win. That was really frustrating and honestly a disappointing performance even in the win. Then we have another horrible performance against the Eagles here, lose by 5 in a game that breaks the win streak we were on and in a lot of ways cost our season. Coming out of the bye week, we play the 2-8 Bengals at the time, who ended the year on a little bit of a win streak. I think they ended with 5 or 6 wins. And a hard-fought 3-point win there in another game that was just disappointing even though we won. Then we lose in overtime in a walk-off fashion to Seattle and Russell Wilson. We didn't even get a chance to get the ball in overtime. Tough, hard-fought game. Game we could have won, but just didn't fall our way. Then the Cardinals game where I played horrible. That game's almost entirely on me. I force-fed Kadarius Toney in a game that we really dominated the whole game. We should have won. Too many turnovers, just stupid decisions by me. And honestly, Daniel Jones had a terrible game that game too. He missed a lot of easy throws and forced a lot of interceptions that didn't need to be there. I think that was sort of the beginning of the end for this team. Came out and limped through a Browns team who is a good playoff team, and we beat by 3. It was just an ugly, ugly game. And then we had this one. This was the straw that broke the camel's back, 50-21 to the Ravens. Daniel Jones had 8 or 9 turnovers in this game. I didn't play good myself. I got really frustrated, just started simming defense. It was not a good situation all the way around. But this is the game that made me start scouting quarterbacks. If I remember. It was either that or the Cardinals game. That's the game that gave us our 8th loss and really did us in. Then we came out with the Cowboys with really nothing to play for and had our best game of the season and absolutely dominated the divisional rival Cowboys, who had 11 wins this year. Made no sense, but that's how the season went for us. Like I said, very up and down. Had a little win streak there, had a few losing streaks. 8-8 is how we finish. So now let's go ahead and let's go spend some coach experience. We have almost 10,000 for Joe Judge here. Going to get the expert scouting and the trade negotiator. And then for player progression, we'll get the weekly goal XP. And then let me think about this one. We're going to get the D-line training boost and the O-line training boost. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So that way we boost our play in the trenches. We boost our play in the trenches. Sheesh. And we boost everybody here with the weekly goal XP. We also boost our trade ability and our scouting ability. All things that are going to help us going forward. Assuming we don't get fired. Which I really don't think we will at 8-8. I'd be shocked if we got fired at 8-8. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the stats on the season. Daniel Jones, 4,200 yards, 38 touchdowns, 35 interceptions. I don't know what the record is for interceptions in a season. I think it's about this, though. I think Jameis Winston did it recently, where he threw for about 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, 35 picks, something like that. If I remember, he was sacked 30 times. That's a little bit less than 2 a game. It's not great, but it's not that bad either considering how bad our offensive line is. All right, moving on to the running back. Saquon did. He went over 1,000. All right, averaged a little under 5 yards a carry this year, though. But he went over 1,000, only had 8 touchdowns, 1 fumble. Daniel Jones had 4. But a 1,000-yard rushing season for Saquon in a year where he didn't get as many touches as I would like for him to get. I got to get him more involved in the ground game. Especially towards the end of the year. He was on a little bit of a tear there during our winning streak, and then towards the end of the year, he really started to struggle. And I think that was also one of the other reasons that we started to lose games. But he played every single game this year. Got injured a few times, but nothing major. Receiving, Kadarius Toney, as a rookie, 82 catches, 1,400 yards, and 17 touchdowns. Pretty sure those yards and touchdowns led the league. We'll check in a minute. Absolutely outstanding rookie season. If he doesn't win Offensive Rookie of the Year, I don't even know what to say because it was absolutely outstanding. Kenny Golladay had almost 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns of his own. Another outstanding season for him. 2 1,000-yard receivers right there. Saquon led the team with 90 catches. That's a lot. 90 catches, 830 yards, 3 touchdowns. So if you add the 830 to his 1,020, that puts him at 1,830 total yards. He was close to 1,000 this year. He was very close. Didn't quite get it, though. Evan Ingram was our next receiver with 30 catches, almost 403 touchdowns. Didn't get a lot of targets. When he did, he played well. John Ross had a couple big plays. Slayton didn't get much targets. Yeah. On the offensive line, Braden Smith, who's our best offensive lineman, gave up by far the most sacks this year. Then Andrew Thomas, which kind of makes sense. Then everybody else kind of around 2 and 1. Defensively, Xavier McKinney led the team in tackles after moving into middle linebacker. I think that was a great decision by us. Tackles for loss was Lorenzo Carter, then McKinney, and then box-free safety Julian Love. Makes no sense, but hey. QB sacks, though. Lorenzo Carter with 15.5 sacks on the year. And almost all of them came in the second half of the year. That's a huge sack year from him. Huge sack year. Hopefully he can get a dev trade for that. Leonard Williams had 11.5 of his own, which is also big. 7 from McKinney there, 5.5 from Martinez, 4.5 from Dexter Lawrence, 4.5 from Ojulari, and then kind of goes off. McKinney, with leading the team in tackles, had 5 TFLs, 7 sacks, 6 interceptions as well. I mean, absolutely played out of his mind this year. Martinez pulled in 3 interceptions also, so both our linebackers are our top 2 in picks. Julian Love had 2, Peppers only had 1, and Yidam's our only corner with a pick. I mean, I'd love to see more secondary players getting involved with that. Kicking, Rodrigo Blankenship missed 1 field goal on the year, had a long of 56, and he missed 1 extra point on the year, and it was blocked. So, yeah. Good year from him, to be honest. Riley Dixon, averaging 45 yards a punt. It's not great. It's not terrible. Only 2 inside the 20, though. Kick return, I don't think we had any. Yeah, we had no kick return touchdowns this year. John Ross averaged about 26 a return. That's pretty good. Punt return, he averaged about 9. That's not bad. It's not great. All right, now let's look at the NFL's overall stats for the season. See how we stacked up there. Zach Wilson led the league in passing. 33 touchdowns. A lot of picks, but not as many as we had. Matt Ryan was a little resurgence here. 4,500 yards, 35 touchdowns, 11 picks. Tannehill was up here. Cam Newton. That's an amazing year. That's MVP type numbers from Cam. My goodness. Justin Fields had a great rookie year. Trevor Lawrence had a great rookie year. Deshaun Watson played well, which I bet we're not going to see in real life. Daniel Jones. We've already gone over him. I don't want to talk about him anymore. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Jared Goff, Trey Lance had a good year. Who was the worst starting quarterback this year? Tua? Wow. That's tough. Tua, not even 3,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, 4 picks. Not a terrible year, but not a very good one either. Zeke led the league in rushing, but he also led the league in attempts by far. Dalvin Cook was there, McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Chubb, Mixon, Kamara, James Robinson, Miles Sanders, Chris Carson. A lot of 1,000-yard rushers. A lot of 1,000-yard rushers this year. Dalvin Cook led in touchdowns, followed up by Chubb, Kamara, Jacobs. So yeah, that makes sense. Your typical guys are in there. Receiving, Kadarius Toney led the league in yards. Pretty sure he also led the league in touchdowns. He did, and by a noticeable margin. And Galladay was, fourth? And also high in touchdowns. I think Jamison Crowder probably led the league in catches. Oh, Marquise Brown actually had 96, but only 9 yards a catch. It's terrible. Look at Saquon, though. With 90 catches. That's insane. That's insane. Wow, Shaq Mason didn't allow a sack this year. That's ridiculous. Penei Sewell, at least, Braden Smith's up here, which is a problem. But other than him, we honestly did okay on the offensive line, giving up sacks. That's a ridiculous amount of tackles. Who led the NFL in sacks? I think it's probably Myles Garrett. Yeah, he broke the record, 25.5. Good Lord. Good Lord. But Lorenzo Carter was, 15.5? Or 17.5? I think it's 15.5, so he would be third. That's pretty solid. Who led the league in picks? Stephon Gilmore had 7. Jalen Ramsey had 6. But McKinney's right there with him, which is hilarious to me. Kicking. Did anybody go perfect on the year? Cody Parkey, Vinatieri. Really only McManus, though, because these guys kicked less than 10 kicks. They had the longest kick of the season. 58 from Matt Prater. Interesting. All right, and then we'll look at the NFL awards when they're announced after the Pro Bowl and all that. All right, let's go ahead and advance the week, see who wins the wild cards. Just take a look. So the Bills upset the Chiefs. That's shocking. The Raiders fought real hard with the Browns, and Trevor Lawrence got blown out in his first playoff game ever. I told you the Bears were going to upset the Cowboys. I want to give us half credit for that because we demolished them going into the playoffs, really killed their morale. Eagles got blown out by the Vikings. That's predictable. 49ers beat the Panthers in a hard-fought game. I think the Vikings probably going to win this one. I'm gonna say the Bears win this one. Say they get another upset. Pats take this one and Browns take this one. That's my predictions. Those are my predictions going forward. Let's advance again. View the bracket. Pats took this one. Browns took this one. Bears took this one. Boom, perfect on my guesses across the board. No real big blowouts. Biggest one was a 14-point win on both of these games. And on this one, actually, almost everybody won by 14. I'm gonna say that the Pats and the Bears make it to the Super Bowl. I think that's our Super Bowl this year. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right. I hope we had a few Pro Bowlers. I think we did. We almost had to have, right? All right. So the Bears and the Browns. Wow, the Bears blew out the Vikings. Look at Justin Fields dominating in his rookie season. Pats had a hard-fought loss at the Browns, too, though. So, Browns versus the Bears. That's interesting. All right, so Daniel Jones did not make it. Saquon made it as a running back number 3. Kadarius Toney made it, and Kenny Galladay made it. That's good to see. Any of our offensive linemen make it? I doubt it. No, they didn't. Any defensive linemen? No, but Lorenzo Carter made it. That's good to see. Wow. No love for Xavier McKinney? That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. Wow, who would have thought? Lorenzo Carter would have been our only defensive Pro Bowler. Who's the breakout quarterback? What? This is weird. This is clearly a glitch. Daniel Jones didn't even make the Pro Bowl, and even if he did, that makes no sense. We're just going to advance. I don't know what's happening with that. Madden's such a broken game. Yeah, there's not even an update about it. All right, let's view the yearly awards. Let's see who won what. Pat Mahomes is your MVP. Shocking. Honestly, I would have picked Cam Newton, looking at the stats. But Pat Mahomes is your MVP. Mike Zimmer of the Vikes is your Coach of the Year. That's also kind of shocking. Tom Brady, NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Justin Fields, second. I don't think we had anybody in here. Yeah, we didn't. Man, McKinney, fifth for Defensive Player of the Year. That's garbage in my opinion, but whatever. We gave it to Aaron Donald. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Toney was fourth. Had a record-setting season. He's fourth. That's crazy to me. We did get Defensive Rookie of the Year, though, for Xavier McKinney. That better be a dev trait, dang it. Best quarterback, not us. Best running back, Saquon was third. Tony got best receiver. Hopefully that'll get him another dev. Well, he's already a superstar. It's going to be kind of hard. Galladay was third there, too. Definitely not best O-line. Don't think we had anybody for best D-line either. Best linebacker, McKinney was second. Lorenzo was fifth. And, yeah, we don't have anybody for best DB, I don't think. Best kicker, go. Hot Rod. Goat kicker in the making right there. We'll have to see if we got any dev traits out of that. Upgrade players. McKinney and Tony both picked up an upgrade. And Kadarius Toney has unlocked an ability. He's not a max security kind of guy. Yeah, he's a rat guy, I feel like. Grab and go makes sense. Matchup Nightmare might make sense. Evasive maybe, but not. It's not that good. Jukebox could definitely be a thing. Route Technician also, though. I think we're gonna go with Route Technician just to be safe. Route Technician plus grab and go. I think those fit Tony the best. And then let's get one last look at the roster, see what kind of dev traits we have out here. See if anybody's improved. Daniel Jones went up to a star. Oh, Kadarius Toney went up to an X Factor. I should have noticed that. I gave him that. Wow. So we have 2 X Factor receivers and an X Factor running back now. That makes sense, though, honestly, from the year he had. Andrew Thomas is a star. Okay. Not bad. Defensively, wow, no dev traits for anybody on the defense. No love, man. No love. That's crazy. Alright, it's fine, I guess. It's frustrating, but it's fine, I guess. Alright, let's get our scouting in now that we get our 200 scouting points. Let's see, what were we scouting last? Running backs. We're scouting backup running backs. Darren Collins looks pretty good, too, in the late round. So does Terry Yates. Looks like a pretty solid running back class, to be honest. Defensively, let's scout some more defensive tackles. Another solid one. Alright, and now we're advancing to the offseason. We'll see who won the Super Bowl. The Browns won the Super Bowl 38-31. Wow. Super Bowl MVP Nick Chubb. Interesting. Can't believe it. The Browns finally actually won a Super Bowl. I think they were playing the Bears, too, of all teams. That's interesting. Who all retired in the NFC? Alex Mack, Jason Peters. Fitzmagic's gone. Wow. And Pete Carroll. Interesting. What about the AFC? Anybody we care about? Vinatieri, Calais Campbell, Jason McCourty, and Andy Reid. Wow, 2 big-time coaches retiring. Take one last look at the renegotiations here. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody here is worth it. Maybe John Ross would be the only one, but I think I'm just going to let him go. All right, moving on to the first round of free agency. Let's see who we have. We have about $28 million in cap room, which is not that much. Trent Williams is the biggest name here. Not even going to bother with him. He's too old for us anyway. Not going to bother with Melvin Ingram or Hightower or Casey Hayward or Gronk. Honestly, nobody really speaking to me, to be honest. Just looking around at the top guys, nobody's really interesting to me. Could maybe pick up Gurley as a backup running back. Or Gus Edwards, maybe. These guys all want a lot of money to be backup running backs, though. Tevin Coleman could be an option. Actually, you know what? Let's get Matt Breida. It's kind of a steal down there as a backup running back. We're going to lowball him for sure. Give him a 4-year. Big low ball on him, but honestly, I mean, you know, he's just going to be a backup running back, so who cares? We don't need any more receivers or tight ends. We're okay for the offensive linemen that are available. I'm okay on the defensive line, too. Happy with Lorenzo Carter. Jayon Brown, maybe, but no. I don't think so. I think at that point I would just keep Martinez. I'm looking to move off of him, though, because that's a huge contract for him to have. But honestly, I'm banking on picking up somebody in the draft if I am going to move on from him. At corner, nobody really interesting here. Justin Coleman, maybe, but hell, we've already got 2 better corners than him that are younger or the same age, so, eh. And Adoree Jackson's got a big contract, too. So does Bradbury. They both have huge contracts. So if we take a first-round corner, we might look to move on from one of them anyway. We're good here. And we're good here, honestly. We're definitely good at kicker. Could maybe use a new punter, but I mean, he's on a 4-year deal, so, and it's a punter, so who really cares? Yeah, I think we're good with our 1 free agency offer. Into scouting combine should be out now. That's where things get interesting for us. All right, let's look at all the people on our board and check out their combines. And we'll go position by position while we're at it. All right, so the first round quarterback here, field general, good bench press, pretty good 20-yard shuttle. 4.85 is not bad. A+ throw power is interesting. I don't think we're really going to be in the running for him, though. We have the 13th pick, so maybe. Brendan Knight, not looking too bad. 4.64. But this guy is the guy I'm interested in. 4.46. Wow, he had the best combine in everything. So he's a physical specimen. 6'6", 235, and runs a 4.46. With A+ throw power? This might be the biggest steal I've ever seen. That's crazy. Oop, didn't mean to skip the running backs. We got any speedsters here? 4.51. He's a pretty big back, yeah. What about this guy? 4.45. He's also a big back. 4.45. Yeah. I like a solid group of running backs there. Didn't scout any of these guys. Left tackles. Chester had by far the best combine of the group, which I don't really know what the combines mean for offensive linemen in this game, to be honest. Andrew Tate had a good one, which makes sense. Meh from there. Donovan Friedman, another, and this is one of the other steals we're looking at, dominated the combine. Absolutely dominated the combine. So that's another guy I'm confident will be an absolute steal. And this dude almost had a 7.0. 45 reps on the bench. He is huge. That makes sense. That's a hell of a combine, especially from a guy that big. That's another guy we're really interested in. Looking here, mainly Vincent and Romero, my interesting guys. So Vincent looks like he's probably the most athletic of the group, and he's really strong too. Romero with 43 on the bench and a really good 40. So Romero's another freaky athlete as well. Any other freak combines there? No, not really. This guy had a pretty good combine. 4.52. That's exciting. That's exciting stuff. 4.51 there. So both of these guys are interesting to me. Malik Moreland. 4.24. 43-inch vert. His 3 cones ridiculous. His 20. Everything is ridiculous except for the fact that he's 5'9", 180. But his combine's absolute. So yeah, I think if he's almost got to be my first round pick. I mean, he almost has to be. This guy had a pretty good combine. 4.41 at safety. That's fast. This guy's a fast guy right here. At 6'2", 209 too. This guy we're looking to move in the linebacker. 4.54 at safety. It's not amazing, but at linebacker it's really good. He's got good jumping at 6'4", 230 though with the A+ hit power. I'm falling in love with him. All right, so that goes over that. Now let's keep our scouting going. We'll scout some defensive ends just at the top of the draft. Because I'm still not positive on where I want to go with the first round pick, but I think I know. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I know where I want to go with it. I think there's really only one option for us there. Honestly, I may trade up to make it happen. Let's look at these 5th-year options, see what we got. Yeah, we're gonna definitely 5th-year option on Saquon. Yeah, for sure. Postpone the contract negotiations. At least till we can make the playoffs. We got Matt Breida as the backup back. Let's take one more look at the roster before we keep scouting, so I can be sure of what we need. We're good. Honestly, on offense, we're good everywhere except for offensive line and quarterback. Defensively, could maybe use a defensive tackle if he's a game breaker. Could use a middle linebacker. Maybe could use a safety. And I know the corners look good, but they cost a lot of money and they haven't played well, so could also use a corner. Alright, let's scout some more corners here just to see. David Wood looks pretty good. So does Saran Hood. But honestly, I think I know where we want to go with most all of our picks, as long as the guys are available. If the guys aren't available, it starts to get a little more tricky. But as long as the guys are available who I think are going to be available, I think we're going to be just fine. I think I know exactly what I want to do for most all of them. This is such a stacked defensive tackle class. Holy hell. Alright, so I've got an idea of what I want to do. Looking at the time on the video, I think we can squeeze in the draft for sure in this video, and that'll be the end of the video. We'll end it right after the draft. So let's go ahead and get started on the draft. And I'm gonna pause it, view my draft board, and I'm gonna look at my plans here. So alright, let's look where Malik Moreland is expected to go. He's supposed to go at the bottom of the first, and he's my number 1 guy. So I'm thinking he'll be there at 13, right? But I also want to get a game changer at defensive tackle. There we go. Okay, I threw in a garbage time corner. B.J. Hill, who I would have liked to have kept and got rid of Sheldon instead. But now that gives us the 4th pick. And then now also... Well, we're going to wait. We're going to wait for another trade. I have another trade idea, but we're going to hold off on it. All right, let's now resume the draft. Watch pick by pick. The first pick, Jonathan Vincent, 77 defensive tackle out of Clemson. All right, just don't take... All right, Stanley Ford. Whatever. Luke Caldwell. Okay. So, because I just traded away my corner and my defensive tackle, I want Romero and I want the corner Moreland. But Romero is supposed to go earlier, so I'm going to take him and gamble. 80 overall hidden. Let's go. Number 2 in true talent. 98 strength with 80 speed. Let's go. That's huge. That is huge for us. Now I just have to pray that Moreland doesn't go. Dominic Jackson. Oof. First bad pick of the draft. Alright, none of the corners have gone yet. Oh man, I'm getting so nervous. There you go. First quarterback goes to Washington. 72, so yeah, Daniel Jones is currently better than him. Ooh, just Tennessee, just don't take him. Oh, okay, thank God. Alright, now we're going to pick up that corner because I traded a corner for him. Malik Moreland, welcome to the team. I know you're tiny. And number 1 in true. We got the number 1 and number 2 players in true talent. 99 speed, 99 acceleration, 99 jumping. Looks like he's more of a zone corner than a man corner. He's got the aggressive play ball tendency, though. Pretty good catching. He's an absolute stud. Hidden. Oh, he's an absolute stud. Alright, we're just going to advance to the next user pick now. I'm happy with the draft at this point. No matter what happens, I'm happy with the draft. Now, I really hope that safety is still there. That's 6'4" safety. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's gone. When did he get picked? Oh, well, I guess I can't tell. All right, well, that kind of changes the plans there. I really wanted to pick him up and put him at linebacker. We're not going to be able to get him, so we may have to go to Sample or Hamilton. Could pick up another defensive lineman, but I don't think we need to. I could go for Hillhouse already, or for Donovan Friedman as well. Those are our next two big guys on the board. They're both fourth rounders. So, but honestly, there's a gap in the draft. You know what? I think Hillhouse is the best offensive lineman in this draft, and we're going to take him now. 76 hidden. Agile? That doesn't make any sense. Well, he's also a power. That's a huge pick. 9th, we're having a crazy good draft. 1st, 2nd, and 9th so far. And I don't feel like any of it's been really that cheesy either. I mean, it's been pretty legit. I wonder if the other offensive lineman's still available. Because if he is, we've got to do it. We've got to take him. 75 hidden. Boom. So we've got 2 future offensive linemen right there. And now here in the 4th, I'm going to see if that quarterback's still here. If we can pick up all of the steals that we wanted with the exception of that one strong safety, he is still here. Boom, we're taking him. We're going for it. We're going for broke on the steal. 74 hidden. Okay, so he's already almost as good as Daniel Jones. 97 throw power with the 89 speed. I don't know what to do with this now. Because I don't know what his dev trade is. If it's only a star, then I don't know. You know, he may not be worth starting over Daniel Jones, but I'm not sure. I had to take him there, though, because I knew I didn't have a 5th. I don't know, but look, that's a good problem to have, in my opinion. Let's look at the draft board. Are there no running... is that the only running back that we have scouted that's left? All right, well, I guess we're taking Steve Baker. Oh, no, because we got Matt Breida. Never mind. Let's take another depth offensive lineman, Gerald Seawright. 68 normal. Fine. We already got 2 good offensive linemen in the class. He's just a backup for depth. I'm super pleased with this draft class no matter what. No matter what at this point. I mean, we've had a hell of a draft. Maybe that running back will still be there. I kind of doubt it, but yeah, nobody from the draft board is still there. Any position that we just need some depth at? No, not really. Maybe safety. We'll take Kendrick Brewer. Screw it. 58. Wow. All right, bad pick. It's okay. Doesn't matter. We can have one bad pick when the rest of the draft was a home run on everything. All right, here we are with the draft recap. And we already know we got the number 1 and number 2 players in the class in Romero and Moreland. And then, honestly, a 76, a 75, and a 74, we may have got 4 of the top 10. Something like that. Let's come sort by overalls. So we got number 1 and number 2. David Wood was also an elite corner. He got picked at the bottom of the 1st. Oh, this was that safety we wanted. He went 8 picks before our 2nd rounder. I thought about trading Blake Martinez to get up for him, but I completely forgot about it at the time, honestly. But honestly, I'm kind of happy I didn't get it because it would have been kind of ridiculous if we got an 80, an 80, and a 78, and then picked up another 76 and a 75. So it's okay. And then what is he, 9th? Yeah, he's 9th. And what was that? 12th? So 1st, 2nd, 9th, and 12th. And then it looks like this guy, hell, he may have been the best quarterback in the draft. I think he was. I think he was the best quarterback in the draft. Yeah. Yeah, 74. Yeah, he was better than Tyler Casas. He was the best quarterback in the draft. Awesome. And was Casas hidden or was he normal? He's normal. Oh, so he's absolutely the best quarterback in the draft. Yeah. yeah, that was a hell of a draft. Super pleased. Going to go ahead and move us into the preseason, and that'll wrap up the video. So, you know, we went through the offseason, went over our record and all that stuff for the past year, went over some of the stats. It's going to be an interesting season coming up now, especially at the quarterback spot, now that we have an actual quarterback battle on our hands coming out of the preseason. I mean, Daniel Jones is really going to have to keep and fight hard to keep his job because Connor Waldron is coming. We've got 2 new starters here on the offensive line, which is exciting to see. James Daniels is still hurt. That's crazy. That is crazy. So the thing is now is what do we do with a guy like Andrew Thomas, who I'd really love to hang on to, but I don't know where he fits for us now. Hillhouse is definitely a right tackle, so we can move Smith to left tackle. Friedman's definitely starting at right guard. Will Hernandez is definitely the starter at left guard, so center is the only position up for grabs, and we have James Daniels and Andrew Thomas. So do we just keep Andrew Thomas on the team as a backup offensive lineman? Do we do the same thing with Daniels? Do we move Daniels to center and get our best lineup there? Do we move Thomas to center? I mean, so those are some things we're going to have to play with in the next video. Defensively, I'm happy with how we look. Would have liked to get another linebacker, but that can be the focus of next draft. We got a big-time playmaker here in Romero. Sheldon can be his backup. It's fine. Corner, we lose the big 90 in James Bradbury, but we pick up an absolute stud of a rookie over here. So, I mean, I'm okay with it. We keep Adoree Jackson. We keep Adam in the slot. I'm okay with it, to be honest with you. All right. So, that'll wrap it up for this one. Big time offseason for us. Hopefully next year we make the playoffs because that's definitely going to be the goal. Anyway, that'll do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.